How's it going, everyone? My name is Michael SK, and welcome back to Steins My Darling's Embrace. So we came up with some ideas for helping Faris out. With the cafe, it's time to go to war, I guess, if that's what you want to call it, between 4 degrees Celsius and his cafe lineup. That's probably the best way to describe what's going on here. So we came up with some fantastic ideas. I think and by we, I mean Okabe, are going to be heavily involved with whatever's going on here. The next day, a historic heat wave tears its way across Tokyo, the asphalt, having absorbed the scorching heat of the sun all morning, roasts the bottoms of our feet. The external air conditioner vents on every building are all open, blowing even more hot air through the streets. And this is an urban heat island if I've ever seen one. One day I, the great Hyoin Kyoma, will invent a future gadget to fix this problem. Otherwise, I don't think I can survive this kind of heat year after year. Lost in thought, I find myself standing in front of Akihabara Station. My goal? To hand out flyers for Meikui Nyan Nyan. These groans have been going on for a while now, and they're coming from right behind me, from behind a pillar in the station.
Oi, kora, makite Chris! そんなところに隠れてないで、さっさと出てこい、makite Chris! ほら、makite Chris! 早くチラシを配れ。
円髄ぶった切るぞこら。なんで本名連呼なんだ。
やっと出てきたか。
うわ
Kirisu flees back into the shadow of the pillar.
おいおい、いくらなんでも恥ずかしがりすぎだろ。
だってこんな場所でこんな格好、やっぱ無理よ。
フェイリスとマユリを見ろ。堂々としたものだ。
Well, yeah, they're used to this.
メイクインニャンニャンですにゃ。よろしくお願いしますにゃ。皆さんで遊びに来てくださいにゃ。
あれは慣れてるからよ。初心者に駅前で露出プレイはハードル高すぎでしょ。
露出プレイってちゃんとメイド服を着てるだろうが。
当たり前でしょ。この裏切り者。
裏切り者とはなんだ？
だってあんた普通のスーツじゃないの。どういうこと？
Indeed, as Kirisu has pointed out, I am wearing a black suit. I was wondering what Okabe was wearing. It goes without saying, but it's not mine. A mad scientist like me would never own such a suit, so I borrowed this from Faris's butler.
仕方ないだろう。ルカ子と違って、俺が着られるようなバカでかい衣装はオーダーメイドで1ヶ月以上かかるというのだから。
And believe me, I'm incredibly grateful that that's the case. After talking to Faris about it, we settled on the role of Dark Butler. Okay. I'm not particularly sure what part of this look is supposed to be dark, but Faris seemed excited about the potential to bring in female customers. Hey, you know what? I think a good mix of both male and female customers would be good for business. I mean, why not? Cater to both sides of the sex. Okarin and Nyan Nyan has been contained, at least for the time being. I feel bad for Lukako, but I refuse to let the beast be unleashed.
いいか、我が助手よ。初めてのことで気遅れする気持ちはわかる。だが、あれを見るがいい。
やっほー皆さん、こんにちはーす。メイクインニャンニャンです。いかがっすか？すずにゃんすずにゃん、こんちはーす。いかがっすかじゃなくって、こんにちにゃんにゃん、いかがですかにゃだよ。
Nah, you don't need to add those.
おっと、いけない。みにゃさん、こんにちにゃんにゃん。よろしくお願いしますにゃん。
ほらどうだ、バイト選手はノリノリではないか。
だってあまねさんは似合ってるし、すごく可愛いし。
自信を持てクリスティーナ、お前だってなかなかのものだぞ。
Yeah, I don't know what we were about to say there. Kirisu peeks around from behind the pillar with a surprised expression on her face. The cat ears on her head are slanted forward a little. Maybe we were gonna compliment her too much there, you know?
お世辞なんて言わなくていいから。
It didn't sound too forced there to begin with.
お世辞ではない。結構いいと思うがな、俺は。
I'm ashamed to admit this, but when we all got together at Meikuin Yanyan this morning to coordinate costumes, I could feel myself going moe for Kirisu. Let's not say it that way.
何を企んでるのよ。
企んどらんわ。
あんたが変に優しい時はどうも油断ならない。
Kirisu's mutters to herself. Okay, that's not right. Kirisu mutters to herself. This fucking game. Her face turning a little red.
ねえクリスちゃん、これからマユシーチームは中央通りの方に行くんだけど、一緒にどうかにゃん。
Mayuri spots Kirisu peeking out from behind the pillar and walks over to her.
ああ、うん。
行ってこいクリスティーナ、今のお前の姿恥じることなど何もないぞ。
クリスちゃんすっごく素敵だよ。マユシーはちょっとドキドキなのですにゃん。
Mayuri clings tightly to Kirisu and pulls her out from behind the pillar.
あれれ、猫耳が曲がっちゃってるよ。
They're also really tall.
本
マユシーが直してあげるにゃん。
自分でやるからいいわよ。
Kirisu hurries to adjust the cat ears atop her head.
ほにゃ、今度は逆に曲がっちゃったよ。マユシーがやってあげるからじっとしててにゃん。
The shoppers near the ticket gate stop to watch Kirisu and Mayuri, entranced by their natural chemistry. I get it, they look more like two sisters, not related by blood, playing around more than anything else.
はい、できた。
ありがとう。
それじゃあ行くにゃん。オカリンはフェリスちゃんのお手伝いをしてあげて。
ああ、暑いから水分はちゃんと取れよマユリ。
はーい。
クリスティーナもな。
分かってるわよ。
そこは違うだろう。わかりました、素敵なご主人様とか言え。
ぶん殴るぞ。
Oh, back to that. And so Mayuri, Kirisu, and Suzuha all head toward Shuodori to pass out flyers, leaving only Faris and I behind. In case you were wondering, Moika has work and Lukako has to help at the shrine today, so they couldn't be here to help out. Daru's busy creating a new homepage for Meikuin Yanyan. He's also been assigned to a top-secret quote-unquote mission, so he's not here either. Never mind, he's here.
っているじゃないか貴様。
マキセ氏とマユ氏で絶賛妄想中。話しかけんな。
この変態め。
ありゃりゃ、ダルニャンだにゃん。
こんにちはフェイリスタン。なんかさ、手伝えなくてごめんね。
ダルニャンがメイクインのために一生懸命やってくれてることはフェイリスが一番よく知ってるにゃ。
フェイリスタン、僕一生ついていくからね。
I grabbed Daru from behind by the nape of his neck.
ちょっと耳を貸せ。
あだなんだよもう。
守備はどうなっているのだ。
ホームページ
それなら声を潜める必要などない。もう一つの方だ。
そんなにせかすなって。いくら天才の僕でも昨日の巨人ハッキングは無理だろ上皇。
なるべく急いでくれ、闇プログラマーよ。
闇プログラマーってのはやめろ。スーパーハッカーよりダメすぎる。
I would say it's better. As the two of us whisper to one another, Faris draws her face in close and cuts off our conversation.
にゃにゃ、二人とも気をつけて。見張られてるにゃ。
何？
We're being watched. Without raising my head up, I glance around the area. 4 degrees Celsius's goons, eh? I check near the crowded ticket gates, station interior, and the road in front of the station, but spot nobody immediately suspicious. Still, our enemy is a real scumbag. Who knows what dirty tactics he might use to keep track of us.
蘇りし転生たるこのフェイリスと勇ましき戦士たちを、貧乏の闇から無名の獣たちがじっと見張っているのにゃ。
そっちの話かよ。
I nearly fall over, all the while glaring at Faris. She shoots me back a big smile. I wouldn't be surprised if we were being watched by 4 degrees Celsius and his wacky-ass goons. I guess that's just a part of his character, you know? Daru eventually returns to the lab to continue with his mission, leaving Faris and I to resume passing out flyers. Faris is as experienced as it gets, when it comes to this sort of thing, and I worked plenty of tissue passing jobs in the past, so things go by surprisingly quickly.
暑いな。
さすがのフェイリスもちょっと参りそうだにゃ。
Yeah, if there's any, common deal with all these Steins Gate games, minus the majority of Steins Gate 0, it's always summer and it's hot. With our job finished in a brisk 2 hours, the two of us head to Chuadori to give Mayuri's team some help. Again, another mistake there.
スポーツドリンクだにゃ。
なあ、すまん。
I don't really understand the whole, I guess, review process for, the English and all that with this. I did hear, some of the reasonings that was given out for Robotics Note Elite, I think it was, and why there's just so many notable issues there. But man, I don't know. It's gotten to the point where it's just ridiculous and super awkward. I don't know. I down the beverage. Faris opens her own drink and I can hear her gulp down almost half the bottle. I feel the lost moisture from my body being replenished, but the sweating starts up again, and just like that, it's all gone.
いくらフェイリスの能力で霊気の衣をまとってみても、ベンヌの嫉妬には勝てないにゃ。
ベンヌ？
フェイリスは7回前の前世でベンヌという霊長に見初められたことがあるんだにゃ。でもその時すでにフェイリスには勇者シュノークスという言い名付けがいたのにゃ。
ほほう。
ベンヌは大いに怒り、シュノークスを殺そうとしたんだけどにゃ。間一髪フェイリスたちはこちらの世界に脱出することができたんだにゃ。
Don't worry guys, I'm not following along with any of this.
けど嫉妬深い霊長はフェイリスとシュノークスのことが許せず、二人でいるところを見つけると怒りに任せて焼き尽くそうとしてくるのにゃ。もう分かったと思うけど、今日のは実はシュノークスの転生した姿なんだにゃ。
いや待てフェイリスニャンニャン。俺は前世も来世も法王隠居魔だ。それ以外の存在ではありえない。
それはリリスに植え付けられた偽りの記憶にゃ。
Again, not really following any of this.
なんだと？
Alright, time to bring the dogs in. Okay, sorry about that. I actually had to bring in my dogs. They dislike the cold, and it is getting, well, not really late, but late enough, I guess. Ah, crap. If we start going on like this, we're never gonna stop. It's way too hot to be doing this right now. Before things go any further, Faris suddenly stops.
にゃにゃにゃ、サークにゃ
Faris starts waving her hand at someone walking from the opposite direction on Chiodori. Faris is waving her hand at a tall yet underweight, somewhat nervous-looking young man. He's wearing jeans and a t-shirt, holding what appears to be a bag with designer lettering on it. He's also wearing a surprisingly stylish pair of glasses. On his t-shirt is a character that used to be popular from some anime or game. I can't remember which. If I recall, I think her name is Sakura? Maybe that's why Faris yelled out Sakunyan.
久しぶりだにゃ。
Faris happily runs up to the young man.
久しぶりだね。
最近忙しいのかにゃ。あんまり顔を見ないから心配してたんだにゃ。
ちょっと仕事がね。
The young man seems to be somewhat flustered. Whenever Faris smiles, he hurriedly shifts his gaze, and not to mention he's hesitant to answer her questions. I also notice he keeps trying to hide his bag from her. Of course, Faris has also noticed this and makes moves to finish their conversation.
それじゃあ、サクニャン、フェリスはもう行くにゃ。
そう？
足事が忙しくっても体は壊さないようにしてにゃ。
ありがとう。それじゃあね。
バイバイにゃ。
The young man hurries off toward Akihabara Station. What was that about? As he passes by me, I finally catch what it says on his bag. Pudding Princess Mode.
そういうことか。
And that's the name of the cafe in the building across from Mei Queen Yan Yan. The one that 4 degrees Celsius runs. After seeing the young man off, Faris returns to my side, pretending like nothing happened.
待たせてごめんにゃ。メイクインがオープンした頃から常連さんだった人なのにゃ。
Ah, okay. He was a regular customer, huh? The Faris I know treats everyone she meets like a close friend of hers. That includes when she's working at Mei Queen Yan Yan, and even when she isn't. For example, she was just asking that young man about how work was going, and even if he was taking care of himself or not, she doesn't look at her relationships as maid and customer. To her, it's something much deeper and more personal than that. So I know that these kinds of things hit her hard. And this isn't just about losing a customer. And if Mei Queen has lost this many customers, I can't even imagine how Faris must be feeling right now. Have I underestimated just how hard this has been on her? As we walk together, I peek at the side of her face, her expression unchanged. Faris is standing up straight, confidently holding her head up high and smiling. Excuse me. All the while waving at people who walk by. But I just can't help but feel like she's forcing herself to be this way. My heart aches at this thought.
にゃ、どうかしたかにゃ。
あ、いや。
Faris didn't even ask that man to come back to Mei Queen. She realized that by doing so, she'd just make it awkward for him. Considering how kind Faris is, that's something she could never do. Even though I'm sure she must have wanted to with every fiber of her being. I've always struggled with figuring this cat girl out, but these were her raw emotions, her kindness, her frustration, her despair. For just a short moment, I feel as though I've finally seen the real her.
なあ、フェイリス。お前何かしてほしいことないか？
はにゃにゃ。
Faris's eyes open widely. Then, just as she's about to speak, she turns red.
今日待ってばダメだにゃ。今のフェイリスはみんなのフェイリスなんだにゃ。告白なら誰もいない夕暮れの空中都市でお願いにゃ。
Uh-huh.
誰もそんなことするとは言っとらん。
はにゃ。今してほしいことって言ったにゃ。
お前は俺に告白してほしいのか？
してほしいにゃ。
Well, this is going in a direction. Not sure what kind of direction, but in a direction. Faris looks me right in the eyes, almost as if she's searching for something. Her light pink lips slowly open and her little tongue licks them just a bit. Then in a gentle and sweet voice,
ねえして告白
I don't wanna.
あ
なんてもう今日なったら照れちゃってウブだにゃ
Faris sticks her tongue out at me and laughs. So much for being nice. Without thinking, I start pulling on Faris's cat ears.
猫の分際で法隠居魔を愚弄するかこの
フェイスの大事な耳が取れちゃうにゃ
Faris holds down her cat ears, real tears starting to form in her eyes. I don't get it. The ears are fake, right? I take a closer look and notice that they're held together via, to her head via clips in her hair, excuse me.
あ悪い
I hurriedly let go.
にゃひどいにゃ
痛かったか本当にすまん
痛いとこなでなでしてにゃ
I don't want to play no more.
なでなでだとこんな天下の往来で
だって今日なしてほしいことないかって言ったにゃどうぞにゃ
Faris tilts her head toward me.
うわわかったほら
Left with no choice, I gently rub her head.
にゃ気持ちいいにゃ
Faris murmurs and narrows her eyes. She really seems like a cat right now. Then in between her faint sighs, I hear her whispering. Whispering so quietly that I can barely make out her words.
ごめんね心配かけて
ねなんだ
When I ask her to repeat herself, she immediately switches back to her catgirl persona and smiles mischievously at me. Well, that was something.
今日はいっぱい働いたね
Oh, absolutely. Time to save and, rest and all that. Or whatever else. Yeah, that'll do it for this episode. A little early, but I think we went a little over in the last episode, so it's okay. Or at least I say it's okay. I don't know what that banner is at the top. I know all those frogs from the chaos stuff. I don't know what that banner is at the top, though. I don't think that's Chaos Head. I could be wrong, though. I'm starting to notice the little, references and all that here and there. Just, usually I don't bring them up. I think about them, but that's pretty much it. Now that I'm starting to dive a little bit deeper into the science adventure shit. But anyways, thank you all for watching this episode. Hope you all enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe, all that fancy jazz, and I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy.